Hey everybody, Qroo here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a common struggle that people go through when they're learning a language. It's something I hear from a lot of people, and that is no matter how much time they're putting into learning Spanish, when it comes time to actually have a conversation, they're struggling. They're freezing up, they can't think what the next sentence is, and they're getting very frustrated with it. And anytime somebody says that to me, I ask them, what are you doing specifically to train for conversations? Well, nothing. You want to be conversational. That's why you learn Spanish. Not many people are like, hey, I want to learn Spanish so I can, work out my own sentences and read them to myself. No, you want to have a conversation in Spanish, so you have to train to have conversations. Well, one solution is to get a live tutor that you can talk to online. With technology, that's easier than ever. The problem with that is you really need to be practicing these conversational skills every single day, in addition to your other, things you're doing to study Spanish every day. And then get pretty expensive, right? And let's say you want to practice at 4 a.m. Are you going to try to get your tutor on there at 4 a.m.? It's not going to be easy. But fortunately, in the last 3 years or so, we've seen AI come onto the scene, and that has filled this gap for so many people. Now, I'm going to tell you that I have reviewed tons of them, and they are not all created equal. All right, so choosing the right AI tutor is going to help you a lot. The best one out there, in my opinion, is Langua. It is fantastic. I did a video on it last year, telling people that, and the tech has definitely improved since then. They have gotten light years better, but they have a lot of competition now. So in the last 3 weeks, I have just been on my phone, just trying app after app, and Langua is still #1 in my book. Now I'm going to tell you, this is not a sponsored post. That's my opinion. Now I do like Langua so much that I have an affiliate link for them. Of course, I can get an affiliate link for all the ones I didn't like too, but I don't do that. Anyway, if you do decide to try Langua, if you'll do me a favor and click my affiliate link, which is located in the description section, or paste at the top of the comments, go to their main site, which is actually called Langua Talk, and create an account before downloading the app and signing in. Just really helps out the channel. Now I'm going to tell you that Langua is not the cheapest AI tutor out there. There are less expensive ones, but you definitely get what you pay for this. Langua is still the best. And as far as the price is concerned, I can help you out with that a little bit. I actually have a discount code from Langua. It's 20% off an annual plan, so it's for the annual plans, and it's Qroo, all caps, just like it is on the screen. All right. So before I end the video, I'm just going to play with the app a little bit, just so you can see what kind of things it can do here. It's a lot of fun. One thing I really like about Langua that I didn't see in a lot of the AIs is the ability to do this. Go under chat settings. Right here, who do you want to chat with? Look at this. I can choose AI tutors from Spain, it's general Latin America here, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Uruguay, Chile, a couple more Spain here, Latin America. And what does that mean? Well, every country has their own, say, word choice. It's kind of like if you compared English, that's spoken in England and in America. They're going to sound different, right? There's going to be certain words that you're like, oh, they choose this word over this. It's not just accent. Well, the same thing happens in Spanish. So if you're focusing on the Spanish from one of these particular areas, this is fantastic, because not only will you hear the correct accent so you can work on your ear for the language, you're also going to see their word choices and colloquialisms used in your conversations. Now, not every Spanish-speaking country is in here, and I actually asked one of the founders of Langua why they don't have them all. And it really comes down to the fact that they're perfectionists, and if they don't have the right accent, they're not going to add it yet. But by the time you watch this, it may already be there. They're adding things all the time. So I'm going to play with this with Mexican Spanish, put my cheaters on here because, well, getting old. And I'm going to go with Anna, have her speak a little bit slower, even though there is a speed gauge here. Just, if I want to control the speed. They've already set her a little slower, so normal is going to be slower. We'll come over here to speak, and I have lots of options. I can chat about anything, do role play, have a debate, vocab and games, grammar practice. Big grammar fan here. Design my own. But I'm just going to go to chat about anything. Let's have a general conversation with Anna.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿De qué te gustaría platicar hoy?
So I have it set to where I don't see what she's saying because, I want to work on my, my listening comprehension, so I don't want to get focused on the words. But if I want to see it, I just hit the little button here. It looks like an I, and there it is. Now, if I just wanted to repeat it, I could hit this.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿De qué quieres platicar hoy?
Now, one thing I want to point out is the verb platicar, which means to chat, and it is a very, very Mexican word. This is going to use the vocabulary and colloquialisms from the area you're focused on, not just the accent. That's fantastic. Some of the other ones that I looked at, one in particular said, they could have Cuban Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, all this. And I was like, skeptical. So I clicked on them. The accent was not from those areas, but neither was the Spanish. It wasn't using terminology typically used in those areas. It just wasn't. It's like they just like, I'll put a little Cuban flag and nobody's going to know the difference. I'm not impressed with that. So the nice thing about this, I can talk about absolutely anything I want. Let's say I'm learning Spanish because I want to work in a bank. I'm going to be talking about loans and things. So maybe I'm just going to talk about that, Me gustaría platicar sobre los requisitos para obtener un préstamo bancario en México. I'd like to talk about the requirements to get a bank loan in Mexico.
¿Qué tema tan importante? En general, los bancos mexicanos piden comprobantes de ingresos, historial crediticio limpio, identificación oficial y comprobante de...
I'm going to stop her from talking, which I can do. And let's say any of these words I want to work on. So I'm reading through and I'm like, what are ingresos? So I click on it. And it means your income. That's a good one to know. I want to add it to my vocabulary list, which I can do. And I can also later on have the AI work with my vocabulary list. I can be like, hey, let's work that into our conversation so, it'll reinforce what I've learned. Now, I know that quite a few of our viewers, when I say quite a few, probably about 14%, are interested in Spain Spanish. So let's switch over to one of those tutors. We're going to come over to settings. We'll go to our chat settings. And we'll choose somebody. Let's choose Maria from Spain. And we'll just chat about anything.
Hola, ¿qué tal estás? ¿De qué te apetece hablar hoy?
So right away I see that word apetece, which I hear a lot from Spaniards, but I don't hear a lot in Latin America. We're using the correct word choice. The accent's already there. But again, I can talk about anything. Now, if I'm an absolute beginner, maybe I want to ask for some assistance. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish muy bien. ¿Puedes ayudarme a mejorar mi español?
Por supuesto, me parece genial que quieras practicar. Podemos hablar de cualquier tema que te interese y así vas mejorando de forma natural. ¿Qué temas te gustan más o sobre qué te resulta más fácil hablar?
All right, so if I'm brand new to Spanish, I'm already like, okay, a lot of that I don't understand. I have this button right here that's going to translate things for me. All right, so now I understand what she's saying. So now I can see, compare the two, come back here and add things to my word list if I like. That's very useful. One thing that really makes the Langua AI stand out from a lot of other ones is they've obviously done a lot of time building their prompts and structure in here. So these are, really deep and intelligent conversations you're having. I saw some differences with some of the AIs that were a lot less expensive. They were just so basic. You'd ask something and you'd get this little short answer, or it'd keep asking you ridiculous questions. If you were a bird, what kind of bird would you be? What? So I can click over here on cards and I can see words that I've been adding, and I've just been playing with random words. And if I want to recall, it'll start over. I can see it, maybe want to hear it.
Bastante.
Bastante. And if I want to see what it means, I can flip it over. And I can ask the AI to start working that into my conversations in the future, so that's very useful. Grammar practice is very useful. One of the things I like here is to choose a tense and translate sentences from English to Spanish. That's really good for the intermediate folks. If you're more of a beginner, I would recommend Ask Me Multiple Choice questions.
Is there a tense or other aspect of Castilian Spanish grammar you would like to practice? I will ask you questions to facilitate this. Also, let me know if you need me to adjust the difficulty at any point.
So let's say I've just been practicing the preterite. That's one of our forms of the past tense, right? You've seen my video on it, you've done my exercises, you're like, I think I got this, let's practice. I would like to practice the preterite. Please keep it simple.
How would you say I ate an apple yesterday? A. Comí una manzana ayer. B. Comía una manzana ayer. C. He comido una manzana ayer.
A. Comí una manzana ayer.
Correct. How would you say they went to the beach last summer?
So that's a great way to practice. So I'm going to come back here to settings to show you a new beta feature that's pretty cool here. So we're going to come after chat settings, and up here where we have listen first, click I to read. Down here, call mode beta. And this makes it more like having a regular telephone call. With the call mode, because it's in beta, you don't have a lot of options. You have Sophia and Carlos to talk to. We'll just talk to Carlos. But the one thing that's cool about it is it's much faster. You don't have to push the button to talk, push to send, which I actually prefer to do because a lot of times I'm doing something else, but you may like this.
Hola Paul, ¿cómo estás? ¿Sobre qué te gustaría hablar hoy?
Me gustaría hablar de lo que pasó ayer durante la fiesta.
Claro, cuéntame qué pasó en la fiesta. ¿Fue algo que te sorprendió o te hizo pensar en algo?
You just saw the words, but I could have just made it go away, and it's just him. As soon as I end the call, I can get all the other features I had before. For example, if I want to translate what he said right here, I can do that, see what he said. I can get out of that. I can add, words to my word list. Malentendidos is misunderstandings. Yeah, let's add that to my vocabulary list, etc. That call function's pretty cool. It is just beta, so hopefully they get it to the point that I can pick all those other AI tutors. That would be ideal. I don't know if they're going in that direction, but it is fun to play with. One more thing I want to point out is that this app is not just for learning Spanish. Once you have it, you can use it for all kinds of languages. Linda actually uses it for Italian. In order to change the language, you just come into the settings, go to learning settings. I'm learning, boom, whatever you want, Italian. And it's changed. So if I want to speak, chat about anything, I now have Francisco in call mode. Oh, let's go ahead and use it in call mode then.
Ciao Paul.
Ciao, come stai?
Ciao, sto bene, grazie. Tu come stai oggi? Di cosa ti va di parlare?
I actually do not speak Italian very well. Maybe you can help me with that.
Of course, I'd be happy to help you with your Italian. Since you're at a B1 level, we can practice together. I'll keep using Italian, but explain things when needed. What would you like to work on? Conversation practice, grammar, or maybe just...
I'm going to hang up there. He thinks I'm at the B1 level because that's another setting. What are you at? If you're a beginner, etc., the AI will work with that. And it's set to intermediate. It's just stuck in there. There's so many settings and so many different aspects to the app that can help you enhance the experience. Just a big fan of it. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, just do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And that's it. Until next time, hasta luego.